Next up is a very interesting team. They've been coached by James Lancaster. Please welcome to the stage Dean Tate and Andrew Molly from SiCoustics.
Imagine you've arrived at a 5K running event. It's for a cause you believe in, and the weather feels great. But in the distance, someone is speaking on stage, and you can't even hear them. Thousands of people signed up for this event, but communication is lost due to massive crowds and the need to communicate to large distances. Outdated PA systems fail, where our solution prevailed. Now imagine wireless, high-quality audio covering the whole area of your event, even along the entire route. Imagine what can be communicated during all this extra airtime. Your advertisements, your music, even your emergency notifications. We're SiCoustics Events, and we have a communication system that communicates to the masses, pays for itself, and pays the event. We have proven our concept at over 50 events, and just last week brought in $4,000 and opened up our market to 7 brand new events. With the equipment we have now and the markets we are currently tapped into, we have the capacity to bring in over $200,000 a year. However, we're looking for $80,000 to expand in manufacturing and to help secure the provisional patents we currently have for 8% of the company. Now, who's ready to run with us?
What do you think?
Can you tell us what your patents are about? Well, there are 3 major factors that are included in the patent. The first one has to do with distributed audio, which achieves the same high-quality sound that you would get on a regular system, except we're not pushing with power, we're bringing the music to the person. The second one has to do with the interactivity of the participant with the audio network. And then the third one is quite a unique one. It's what helped me develop us develop this program in the first place, which is the pre-programmed audio, the ability to synchronize multiple pre-programmed audio systems and MP3s at the same time.
What radios do you use?
Well, currently what we use
Is it Wi-Fi or is it?
Analog, yes sir. It's an analog broadcasting system, currently. But the patent goes in much more depth.
But at what frequency? Is this FCC required or what?
Actually, that right there is it's not maintained. It's 216 megahertz, which is utilized for mobile systems, and it's totally uncapped. It's not needed. You don't need to have any licensing.
And so everybody carries around these backpacks, and the word is out through everybody's backpack.
You're getting it. That's part of it. See, the thing is that some people, some events, depending upon what they want to achieve, would like to have these on participants. But others might care to just put these on pre-existing structures or even tripods.
How much does it weigh?
Well, these.
They don't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They don't show them. Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
I'm
running about I'm not sure how long.
No, that's okay. This one's a little bit heavier because this one's designed to replace a PA system. Our first model, which we call SiRun, which is trademarked by the way, SiRun is under 2 pounds and its battery life is over 12 hours easy.
How's your business plan work? Do you lease these to the organizations? Do you sell them? And what's the uptake? How's it being received?
Okay. First of all, it's being received quite well. We've been asked back to every single one of our events that we've been working at. Second of all, the way our business model has to do with the service, which replaces pre-existing audio systems, but it actually adds more value. And the second entity has to do with pre-programmed audio. We found out that marketing and advertising and branding of these events has become much, much more important than just the rental of the sound system. Mainly because we can catch the ear of every single participant at these events.
And so it's say something about interactivity?
Well, that's further on the patent. Currently, we're just working on a minimum viable product. There's no need to escalate ourselves to an area that the customer doesn't need yet or understand that they need yet.
Do these speakers dual? You know the problem, if you have a speaker there and a speaker there, the sound may arrive at different times. Is that one of the patents you have?
Yes, sir. That's part of it.
Do you figure out how to get these speakers not to fight?
Exactly. As a matter of fact, since they're so small, there's no competing of sound. You're just working on, you only have 2 ears. So if we strategically place these throughout the event before, then you're only going to hear what's near you, not within a distance. So we actually cancel out a lot of the echo effect that occurs at these events.
But by its nature, you're making it mobile, so they can be moving in and out of proximity to each other randomly, right?
Easily, yes, sir.
So you still gotta solve the problem.
Actually, we don't, mainly because each one of these are user-friendly. It's the ability to increase or decrease the volume sound. Or we also have our next units that we're about to make right now have a remote included in them.
So what's the potential size of your market you're looking at?
Well, we've been exploring a lot of markets. The one that we have the most traction in currently is the running market. There's over 44,000 events a year in the United States. The participation has gone from 1 million to 12 million within the last 10 to 15 years at running events. But more importantly, are these other markets that we're starting to explore and learn that nonprofit events are really, really interested in this because of the ability to communicate to all their participants. So we just went to a conference in Corpus Christi. Last week we worked at Miracle Farm, which is a boys ranch that helps boys who are troubled learn a little bit more about what life is all about. We covered their event with 5 acres of live audio and developed a pre-programmed audio tour that allowed their volunteers not to have to memorize everything, and it made it much easier for everybody.
What's the cost of one of these units? You say you covered 5 acres. How many units was that? I mean, what did it cost?
That was only 15 acres.
15 acres or 15
I'm sorry, okay, sorry.
15 units over 5
It's the
acres?
worst, it's the worst. No, just 15 units, yes, sir. And they had a horse show going on, so they wanted their riders to be able to hear the audio that was going on stage. So when you're asking about the cost, these currently cost $600 because that's made by us by hand, and there are a lot of off-the-shelf purchases. But we can greatly reduce that. As a matter of fact, we reduced the prices of our 54 amp speaker combo that we're purchasing right now by $3,000 by purchasing in bulk. So we expect the price to drop.
So what's the revenue model?
The revenue model has to do, once again, with the ability to rent these out as a service. We charge 50% more than a regular sound system, and then we also add on a variable cost with the marketing ad. So say, for instance, you have an event like we did for the Buddy Walk in Dallas. They had 26,000 people there. For every minute that we had to record, we charged $125. Now, since we kept it on that cap, that allowed the event to charge as much as they wanted for that minute, and that allowed them to make money as well. So as Dean stated earlier, we're able to make money for the event and pay for our services.
It's a double whammy, revenue model plus advertising, right?
Yes, sir.
It's a double whammy. Guys, turn around. Let's hear some love from the audience. What do you think about this? What do you think, Sharks? It's very interesting, isn't it?
Can you do South by?
Do what again?
South by.
South by Southwest. That thing in Austin.
Yes, we could. Yes, we could. As a matter of fact, we had one of our friends actually go up there and basically help us kind of look at the area and figure out how we might approach them that's coming here.
Yep, maybe you want to make friends with one of the guys on the panel as well. I bet they have connections there too. Terrific job, guys. SiCoustics, one more time. Great job. That was SiCoustics. I want to say thanks to Dean Tate and Andrew Molly for their innovative new audio device that's for fun runs and public events all over the country. It's very exciting to hear about that. And now we're going to move on in just a second to our next pitcher.